Educreation allows you to turn your iPad into an interactive whiteboard. Now, on top of that, you're also able to pull in images, record audio, and handwrite text to create unique products. Today, we're going to look at the different creation features of Educreations. So I go ahead and click on the Educreations app. This is kind of the main navigation screen, the main menu screen. On the left, there are a series of different options. Now, I'm actually not going to go into those options because those are kind of for as you advance with your usage of education. Those are things you're going to dive into because those you can create an account, you can start to kind of save other people's work. Again, I want you to look at that as you become more and more comfortable with education. So for today, what we're going to focus on is creating. So I'm going to hit the plus arrow in the top left-hand corner. Now, this is the main Educreations creation space. Now, like I said, there are three parts to Educreations creation. All right, there's the handwriting portion. There's a portion where you can bring in actual text. You can bring in pictures, and you can actually take pictures with the camera. And then the third part is recording audio. So let's look at the handwriting section, which is actually towards the top of the screen, right in the middle. You can see right at the top you've got the option for a pen, and you also have the option for the eraser. And then right below it you have different colors that you can use. And then it's just like with a whiteboard, you just go ahead and write right onto the screen using your finger. You can change around the text. If you'd like to erase, you go ahead and hit the erase. If you double tap, you have the ability then to clear the page, clear the ink. You can do whatever you need to do. It's pretty straightforward. Now, the next thing I want to look at is when you want to pull in actual written text or pictures, or you want to use the camera. And that's to the top right-hand corner of the screen. You can see the plus sign because you want to add something. So I hit the plus sign. The three features that are kind of in the white area at the top are the free features. Now, of course, like with many apps, there's the free version and then there's the kind of paid version. There's a pro version, but we're not going to get into that. I'm going to go ahead and add text. It says tap anywhere to add text. So I go ahead and tap there, and then you can add text. You can see now I've already chosen a big purple font, but all you have to do is hit the A minus to make it smaller, the A plus to make it bigger, and then you can change the color right there. And click done. If I need to, I can go ahead and move that text around. One thing to note is that if you look in the top right hand corner, there's a pointer finger that's selected blue. If you're going to move the text around, like kind of the actual font around, or any image or that you pull in later, you got to make sure that that finger is selected, because if it's not selected and you touch the screen, you're actually going to be writing on the screen. So that's one thing to pay attention to. If I'd like to add a picture, the middle icon is a picture. And what this is going to do is, let's say you have a picture already saved on the iPad. So you've already taken a picture. Let's say you went outside with the students and you're taking a picture of the different fall colors. So you've got these images already on the iPad. This is where you'd go to access them. So we've got this cute little picture of a puppy. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use 2-finger pinch in. And what that'll do is that allows me to change the size. So I press on it again, and if I pinch my 2 fingers away, then I make my picture bigger, and if I pinch it in, I make it smaller. You'll also notice that when I tap on the picture, you kind of get the blue line around it, and that lets you know that you've selected it. But also at the bottom, you get a couple different options. If you want to duplicate the image, rotate it, delete it, lock it, whatever you want to do. Now the lock feature is something that doesn't jump out at you right away, but if you're using it with students, and you're going to have multiple students manipulating, let's say, a picture. Let's say you put a picture of a dog and you want the students to write the beginning sound. You're not going to want the kids to move that picture around. So you're going to want to lock it then. That's why you'd ever use a lock. But I'm going to go ahead and delete this. I'm going to actually use my camera. So I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of my desk. All right, it gives you the option for retake or to use the photo. So I'm going to go ahead and use the photo. So now you can see there's my photo right there. And if I want to, I can actually write text right on top. And I can, if there's something specific I want to point out, or if I want to circle something, that's kind of one of the best features of the Educreations. The last little bit is recording audio. So if you hit the record button, it'll actually record audio right into the onto the slide. So if you wanted the students to narrate what they saw outside, so let's go back to that the changing colors of outside. So you can record audio and have a student explain what they saw, and then have record and then have the next student explain what they saw. So those are the different creation features. You'll notice there is a back arrow in the top left-hand corner, a kind of a curved back arrow, and that'll allow you to kind of take the undo button essentially, and then the arrow facing forward is the redo button. You can add multiple pages. So let's say I go back to my dog image where we're kind of looking at the beginning sounds for animals, dog. So then I'd put a picture of a dog. If you hit the arrow in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a really small little arrow. What that'll let you do is that lets you create a new page. So now you can see at the bottom it says 2 of 2. So if I hit the bottom left-hand arrow, that takes me back to my first page. Bottom right-hand arrow takes me to my second page. So you have the ability to add multiple pages. You have the ability to add multiple recordings. All of that is possible. Last little bit of information is the save feature. So if you look in the top left-hand corner, it looks like a door and an arrow out, so you want to exit. Go ahead and hit that. Now you're going to get a option for either saving the draft or saving finished video. So if a draft obviously means that you'd like to continue to edit it. This is a finished video. You'll get the lesson details. And the reason why you get this is because Educreation is building a community of videos. So if you end up going to the next level and you create an account, you'll have the ability to look at videos that other people have shared publicly. Now, not every single video you make is shared publicly. You'll notice about halfway down in the lesson details, I do have the option to make it public or private. But the idea then is that maybe, let's say, for example, your class does a great activity and you share it publicly. One of your colleagues in another class can go ahead and pull that up and use that video. But for now, I'm actually going to make this. I'm going to save it private. And you can add a description, you can add a subject, or you can add a grade. Again, it's a community of videos, so you add that information to so people can make it searchable. I go ahead and click Save. It is going to mention that I have not logged into my Educreations account. It is a free account. If you do choose to create it, you can create it right here. I've had one for years. It's a really safe account creation. But for now, again, that's not mandatory. I'm going to go ahead and click the skip in the top left-hand corner. So now you can see I've got my test video. So now if I'd like to use it with a different class, or if I'd like to use it another day after we create it, I've got it saved in my Educreation space.